Okay then, so I've got news for everyone about what I'm currently doing, of course. Number one, I want to say right now that it's insane the subscribers I've been getting lately. It's absolutely insane. Thank you so much, everyone. I don't know where I've been getting so many subscribers from, but it's like 10 or 20 subscribers per day. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I want to thank everyone for that. Really, a good detail. I have no idea where that sudden, subscriber rain has come from, but it's cool. I like it. I like it. Thank you. Anyways, back with the toys. Of course, the last thing you guys saw me do was unbox a Universal Fighter 6 and reorganize my closet. Closet is reorganized. There's still plenty of space that I like. There's literally no space in there, and there's still plenty of things that I gotta put. Considering that there's some animatronics there, some others there. For of course all the ones that don't know, which I doubt it because everybody saw the stream. On the Jimmy Master Animatronics live streams that we've been doing, I basically dedicated to repair or basically readjust this snow miser, and it turned out really good. The only thing that I hate is that I have to put either tape or clear heat shrink in this entire pair of wires to keep them together. But other than that, that's all right. Oh, damn it, I fell from my bed. As you guys can see, Teddy Ruxpin and TV Teddy are already backed up. It really, I really was getting tired of having them like that because they will eventually get dusty, dirty, and I don't want that shit to happen anymore. So that's settled. I brought the Sun AI Fair Lady car from my grandma's house because I felt like I needed a part or two from it, and I actually didn't. I left it like that. It's got like 9 lights, so I'm seriously debating on if I should take it apart and piece it up or not. Then what else? Oh, of course, within Universal Fighter 6, I took it apart. I took all the pieces. I basically took it apart entirely. This still has the batteries on. Um, Only piece that I haven't taken apart super critically are the legs and the feet. Those are going to be taken apart whenever I get to them, but first I'm going to, reassemble, make a test run with the dirty legs. But again, this is once everything is clean because I'm gonna clean everything it has. The dust. It's got dust, a little dirt here and there, but it's all right. It's actually a very recent Universal Fighter 6, just like my other ones. It's the surface-mounted one. Let me just see if the board is here. God. Um, there's the board. Of course, it has all surface-mounted components and shit. So it's a really really recent one, and yet it had a split gear just like all the others. The stupid tinted gear breaks, and that's it. I already fixed it up, and there's one thing that I still don't understand about the recent ones, and it's why the fuck is it that they include only one out of the two gears that they have to properly spin? Because these robots, not specifically these, but mainly the Happy Kid robots, have two gears in the body, right here, to to keep the body rotating if there's any any broken part or in the gear or anything, because eventually the gear wears out, and you have the situation just like the Thunder Warrior that I fixed a few months ago. Not even that, no, a bit less. That had it had that one thing where it would spin once, the second spin the gear would drop and it would stop completely, would lose connection. Okay, this one doesn't have that, but as I said, there's one thing I always criticate on Finjon, and it's why the fuck do they keep one of the two gears if it's not going to do anything? Yeah, it's a tinted gear with a little plastic shaft. I should be able to find it because it was around here, and it's practically ridiculous the fact that they keep it, acknowledging that it's not going to do anything useful. It's not going to avoid it from not spinning properly or anything. It's just a stupid gear that does nothing there. I have to find it though because it was right here. I took it off. I do remember taking it off, and I guess, but it didn't get lost. It must be around here. I really didn't want to bother in taking all the wires off, unsoldering, desoldering shit, and that. I really didn't feel like it. It was unnecessary for now, because the robot, as I said before, it's pretty recent. It's pretty recent, and it already having that issue does not surprise me at all, due to the fact all of mine have had it. All the ones that I own have had this issue, and even being Universal Fighter 6s from 2013 or so. Because these are usually like, I think that the latest version that they made was the 2013 or 14 model, which did not have the spacer on this body gear right there. And you guys can see right there that the gear is actually a little bad. Somebody forced it. And it has that, and it also has, of course, a few other features, tiny features, that can let you know that this is a much more recent one. Now, I'm still waiting on getting my hands on one of the older ones, which would be really cool, but for now, it's everything there is. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to look for that fucking gear, because it was here, and I know it's a disorder, my room's a disorder, but that's how it is. Usually huge transitions don't turn out tidy or such. I'm pretty sure it's not down here. That's so weird. I had it just right here before the storm started, because it's actually raining outside, and there was a pretty loud thunder and shit. Now I was watching TV, I was like, oh shit, I gotta rush to turn the TV off. Gonna have to pause real quick and find that stupid gear. Huh? I had it here. Never mind, I put it into here. As I was saying before, these Universal Fighters, or basically any spinning robot that has that sort of mechanism, should include two gears. That is the one that touches with the tinted gear that was split. But now there's another gear that's a little taller, And as I said, I do have a couple other gears here that I took out from another robots. They just tend to come alone, and that's really annoying, because you just don't understand what the fuck they are there for. But there's got to be one. Gonna have to take this off. There's got to be one right here. There's another one. See, I'm saying it's just, this is the one. Okay, this one is the one that should be next to it, because the one that they have is basically the one that touches with the main body pinion, which is this one. Goes up, and this is the first one to touch it. That's why it has that little rounded edge. So it's placed downwards like that. And of course, then this gear touches this one. This is the gear that these don't include at all. And this is the gear that touches with the body, with the torso block gear. So it has basically two spinning gears, pretty much, if we can call them like that. Let's just say that it has two how can I explain? Two surfaces of contact. Let's just say that there's a little section broken there because the gear goes up and shit. That doesn't matter, because as soon as that gear goes up and touches the other two gears, it's going to start spinning regardless. That's pretty much why a lot of robots need them, and they don't have them. They don't have them, and I don't know why, to be honest. I mean, another thing is, you can actually use two of these. Don't get me wrong, but it's stupid that Thingyuan just includes one single gear. And it's a waste of plastic, let's be real. It's a fucking waste of plastic. And also another thing that I want to mention is that this is one of those robots that fixes itself. And you guys are going to think, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, let's just say that the tinted gear was split. Okay. That's basically the gear that it had before this pulley was there. Before that, there was a tinted gear right there that would, keep the shaft from going up and losing contact with that one shaft that moves both the cannon and the screen. And that gear, if you make the hole bigger and everything, you can install it down here, and that's it. And this is the gear that was up there before. So that was it's a self-sufficient mechanism, I guess. Other than that, I mean, a couple of things that I consider weird about this one is that it's the first Universal Fighter 6 that I see, if I'm not wrong, because I could be wrong, because I know that there's one of my Universal Fighter 6s who's got a red, either a red scanner piece or cannon, whatever this is, and inside it's yellow, but, usually these, you see them with this part being green, and with this part either being red, yellow, or green. That really doesn't matter, but The thing is, this is red with red. I don't think I've ever seen something like this, and it doesn't finish there. The coincidence is such that both chest glass and the little disc are actually green too. And as I said, it's a really hard thing for these two things to, to be a coincidence into the same robot. The other things, of course, a yellow scanner piece, which I think I've seen in a robot before, if I'm not wrong, into one of the others, and a red eyepiece, as usual. Other than that, one thing I want to point out before I even forget is that the hand it has for the sword, I don't know if this is the proper polarity or not, but in this one it was like that. The front contact is the positive, the back one is the negative. And that really doesn't matter because this one uses a light bulb, but let's just say that you connect, I don't know, an LED sword or something. I guess that should be the proper polarity every single one of these should have. Anyways, I mean, other than that, that's said with the Universal Fighter 6. Chip is here, speakers here, switch is here, antennas are here, a few stickers that came off are here. Mechanism fixed up there. I will see if I actually install these two gears because it is somewhat failing a little bit when it spins, but I don't really know or think it's going to be something that when it has all that weight on it, I don't think it's something that's going to matter. Okay, so finished with the Universal Fighter 6, it's getting fixed. Now, Happy Kid Robot updates. There's been a, of course, I got the Turbo Fighter, the one that was complete and everything, that right now it's naked down there, the middle one, sorry, due to the fact I wanted to keep the one that was Kevin's, this one pretty much. I wanted to keep that one, what is this? Yeah, that's the one from that Kevin gave me. And the one that came with the shield and all the things is down there, and it has a new speaker. I actually purchased 4 new speakers. One was for the Red Sergeant, the last one that I got, that is this one. Another one was for the Turbo Fighter. And there was a third, the third speaker is for my Resurrection project, that right now it's closest as it's ever been to a reality. This is another Turbo Fighter, a blue Turbo Fighter. The story behind this one is that we had so many Turbo Fighters in hand that we really did not know what to do with them, and this Turbo Fighter has perished due to that. When I was over with Kevin, we had like 5 of these fucking things. We had the first gen, and we have the Super Fighter that came in a lot that Jennifer bought us. We had the one that was Drayton's before, that was a Super Fighter. I still gotta retrieve that. And then we had this one, which was the another 3rd gen Turbo Fighter, but with a green board. The board of this one went to Drayton's. I gotta, as I said, once I get the other one, because as I said before, the entire goal of having done that was to have a red Turbo and a red Super and a red Turbo, each version and everything. But as I said, I made a mistake because the one that I modified was a 2006 or 2007 Super Fighter, and it had a few things that you can tell it's just not meant to be a 3rd gen Turbo Fighter. From the outside, it may look like it, but if you start looking at a few details, it just messes up. As I said, that one's going to be a Super Fighter again soon. Now, one thing is, I gotta grab that mechanism. Where is it? There. You guys are going to think, where did you take this mechanism out from? It looks really good. It actually looks perfect. This used to be the one that was on Super Sergeant, or the Robot Sergeant that I've had for so many fucking years. And it's the one that is right here. But now you guys are going to wonder, why is it all together if it has no mechanism? It has a mechanism. Believe it or not, I was able to rebuild its original mechanism. I put a new relay, I made a fucking lot of adjustments. I 3D printed a couple gears for it, but most of the gears are still original. There may be only... Because I do know for a fact that there's one single gear that goes right here, the crown gear and the pinning gear right there. Those were not interchangeable because the gearbox of this one had another gear instead, It didn't have these big tooth gears. The very first gear was actually a regular, either 18 tooth, 20 tooth gear, and I had to put a crown that was, that had that size of teeth. But the robot works. It works absolutely fine. It gave me a scare at one point because it would struggle to spin, but it was because one piece that I printed for it before, actually, it was hitting against the back plate of the crotch, so what I had to do was just send it off and that's it. Perfect. The robot works and it's alright for now. If I get pieces for it, I'm gonna make it better, once the damn thing is, once it's possible to be done. But now, talking about such thing, there's differences in between a Turbo Fighter and a Robot Sergeant gearbox. I thought it was only the gears that would make the screen or the Illusion screen, whatever that one has. No, it's actually a lot worse. You see Robot Sergeants, and this is one thing I remember, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was like this. So I started, I took apart the Red Sergeant, and I took apart of course, the Super one was taken apart already, and I had this gearbox in hand, and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This just makes no sense. But basically, the Turbo Fighter gearboxes, and this only goes for the Turbo Fighters that have the two rotating data screens. No other than that. The motor is being held by the front bearing. Okay, like there's that little front bearing, and it pops out a little bit from the case. Okay, that's where they did a hole. They made a small hole in this cover that covers the selective gear and the motor itself. On the Robot Sergeants, however, it's being held by the slightly bigger diameter that it has underneath. If anybody has ever seen these motors, you guys are going to be able to tell that they have a second diameter right here. This is the diameter that's being held in all the robots that have a removable chest plate. Those being the original Super Fighter, the Robot Defender, the King Titan, the Robot Sergeant, the 2002 Super Fighter, all of those on all the versions, all the generations, all the variations, Mobile Robo, Australian versions, they all have a gearbox that has a few differences from these. So let's just say that it's always going to be safer to buy one. Let's just say you want to make like a proper mechanism swap or something. It's always better to buy, if you have a Turbo Fighter, buy a Turbo Fighter. If you have a Robot Sergeant, buy an original Super Fighter, or in its defect, another Super Fighter. Let's just say like that. So I said, it's those weird-ass things that I've actually gone through the last few days. This gearbox works absolutely fine. It needs a 10-tooth gear, which is going to be added, because I know that it's gummy gear. The gummy gear that used to be on this one is on Drayton's Sergeant, and Sergeant. On the Drayton's Turbo Fighter, which is, this is the first gen. It's, I want to say it's this one. Let me just touch the back. No, it's not. That's the 2009 one. This is the one. The one's at the very back, right there. It originally is supposed to have a plastic pinion, but right now, as I changed it to a Turbo Fighter, it had a gummy gear. I'm gonna have to replace that as well. But as I said, it turns out there's so many differences that actually help to determine the years. That's one good thing. It helps out to determine. Like, let's just say you have one of these fucking gearboxes that is naked. It has nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Okay? And you grab it like that, like a nice boy, and you say, oh, it's being held by the small diameter. It can be a Turbo Fighter gearbox. Oh, it has a gummy gear. It must be from either a Turbo or a Super Fighter from the last generation, 2010, 2011. Oh, instead of having this, it has like a large gear, and here it has like a little, that's one thing I never noticed, believe it or not. I never figured it out. There were these little holders for the rotating cannon pieces on the other robots, the ones with removable chest pieces. This one fits the same, it's just not designed to have that. So that's something that blew my mind. I will have to do a video sometime about it. I'm just explaining it right now really quick so I can continue. Anyways, it got cleaned up. It has a new speaker. Head has been rewired. Chest has been rewired. Heat shrink everywhere. Arms have been cleaned up, and they both pose. Yeah, this one poses with the stiff posing, and this one poses with the 3-position or 4-position one that it came with. I gotta clean up the crotch, the legs and everything, but I cannot finish this one until I have Kevin's Robot Defender, because this one has the foot, like the bottom of the foot, one of those two is broken, because it used to belong to Kevin's blue Robot Defender. He's giving me that one, I'm fixing that and putting it back into his so this one can recover its foot, or its bottom of the foot. And other than that, I guess that's everything for this one. It has the battery contacts, needs a switch, needs a chip, which it already has, but it's just in another robot until I get another Super Fighter board. Because, as I said, the one from Drayton used to, the board from Drayton's went to Robot Sergeant. That one's gonna have to be taken out and put back into the Super Fighter, as we can call it. This one's gonna have a 2010 Super Fighter board that Kevin is going to supply me. I don't know what to do with the Switch. If Kevin can give me a Switch for this one, amazing, great. And I may be getting another gearbox, like a spare gearbox, which I'll see if I do something with it. I mean, other than that, that's practically everything that's been going on. I'm so glad that I got the mechanism to work and everything, and that I actually found a motor that was fine. I mixed a couple motors and I made it work. Guess that's it within robots. Universal Fighter 6, it's fine. It's getting fixed. Robot Sergeant got fixed. Turbo Fighter's Resurrection is pretty close. I'm working on reviving some other robots, but that's not going to be an instant thing. But I'm already working on reviving the Metal Fighter, the first generation Metal Fighter that's in here. I was also working a few months ago on fixing up the Space Fighter, but that one's gonna need plenty of work. And I could do it, but lately, one thing that I forgot to tell everyone is that my original hard drive died. This is my original hard drive. I tried opening it up. Bad choice. I mean, I haven't really done anything. I just opened it and closed it, but I want to see if somebody can recover the data from it or something, so maybe the G-codes and everything, because there's plenty of things there. There's the leg levers for a Turbo Fighter, the turning lever for a Turbo Fighter, the gears for a Turbo Fighter, weapons for a Turbo Fighter that I invented, let's just call it like that. Pieces for like some animatronics, the fingers for Rex, the handle for the machine gun of Rex, a shitload of things. Even the stands, there's the G codes in there, everything, like, the STL files and everything. And in all honesty, it would be devastating to lose it all. I don't know if I've already lost it or not. I really hope that at some point we can recover the data from this and put it into the new hard drive that my computer has. Because right now what my computer has is a slightly smaller within storage. It's a... can't remember the exact... but it doesn't get to the terabyte, Of course, as a future project, it would be nice to actually change it back to a terabyte, Western Digital hard drive, but that's not going to be really done anytime soon. I don't have the money, nor the patience, nor shit like that. But as I said, all my G codes and everything have been lost. I have the softwares and everything. I gotta remake everything. I can't even remember the fucking techniques to make a fucking gear. That's just how bad it got. Because, for making these, there was a really specific technique that I had to use, which was, think like open a sketch, close it, go to a gear workbench, make an involute gear, make a circle in it. I can't remember how the fuck the entire process was, but I can swear to God, it's not like they show you it on YouTube. I just could not do it like that. It would always ask me, hey, where to take the material from, like if it did not belong to an active body. It was annoying as fuck. But as I said, I'm gonna have to get my hands on that shit soon. Another thing is I'm fixing up the Santa Claus for my uncle. You people will remember it from a few years back. It really got fucking bad. I don't know how it got bad. It got all dirty, broken, the gears are slipping. It's a fucking mess. I really want to keep it. This is just not a toy. And they use it as a toy, and that pisses me off so fucking much. I would like to tell them, yo, I want to buy it off from you and shit. Because, in all honesty, I want to have this thing saved. This thing is just... I put a head on it. This head used to be mine. And I don't fucking know. I mean, I would like to keep it. I have this Duracell Bunny here as well. Doesn't really do anything. I don't know why I have it there. I mean, I guess it's practically all the updates. I really don't have anything new to show. Other than I cleared up the shelf that used to have many random plastic pieces. And temporarily we have some small robots that were down there. But, guess that's it for now. So if you've gone to this video, like, you know, to this part of the video, you're awesome. Thank you very fucking much for watching it. Yeah. And I hope you all enjoy, and thank you so much for the subscribers. Now, I said I was gonna make 1,000 subscriber thing. I'm already by the 1,600 subscribers. I don't fucking know how. 600 subscribers in weeks. I have no idea how that. I swear to fucking God. Back then, it was literally after 2 or 3 years, I already got 600. But right now, it's like a week or two. It's insane. It's fucking insane. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where the hell people found me out from. But you know, if life gives you lemons, you have to do a turbo fighter with it. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully with some better news, and I guess that's practically it. So, thank you for watching.